Cuba, November 7, 2024. Hurricane Rafael moved toward the Gulf of Mexico late Wednesday after barreling across western Cuba as a Category 3 storm, and its strong winds causing the island's power grid to collapse and knocking out electricity. Rafael made landfall around 4:20 p.m. Wednesday near Playa Majana and near storm's vortex, left the island 2 hours later through Bahía Cabañas, both towns in the province of Artemisa. Thousands of people were evacuated from the most at-risk areas, while classes, work activities, and transportation services were suspended. Huge waves lashed the Havana coastline, while strong winds and rain lashed trees down on deserted streets on Wednesday night. Hours earlier, in response to the approach of Rafael with its strong winds, the electric union reported a disconnection of the national energy system that left the entire island without electricity.
Miren cómo está esto, miren. El Miriam no se ve, toda.
Meanwhile, official figures indicated that due to being a red zones, 50,000 people were evacuated. Between Tuesday and Wednesday in Havana, 11,000 in St. Spiritus and another 13,000 in Villa Clara have evacuated, where the level of the reservoirs is also being closely monitored and the rise of Zaza River is being monitored, the authorities reported. In Pinar del Rio, authorities evacuated 21,000 people, while other residents were also evacuated in Isla de la Juventud and Mayabeque. The hurricane's impact came at the time when Cuba has been facing widespread power outage for months and 2 weeks after the passage of Cyclone Oscar through the east of the island. Elior Pila, a researcher at the Forecast Center of the Cuban Institute of Meteorology, said an extreme gust of wind was reported in the town of Merio, west of Havana. In the capital, teams of employees collected trash and debris from the Moluccan and other low-lying areas in anticipation of flooding, while securing roofs, windows, boats, and other property that could be evicted. Authorities have also canceled flights to and from major airports such as Havana, Santa Clara, and Varadero. "This is a night when I won't sleep between the wind and the trees," a resident who lives in the coastal Vedado neighborhood said. She hoped it passes this November, referring to the hurricane season that runs through November 30th.
Buenos días, colegas. Me encuentro aquí en la zona del litoral de Cienfuegos, en la zona de Rancho Luna, en la playa de Rancho Luna. Vean cómo
According to Cuba's Meteorological Institute and the National Hurricane Center, Rafael will bring storm surge and south central and western coast of the Caribbean nation on Thursday, with moderate to severe coastal flooding. Forecasters warn that Rafael could bring life-threatening storm surge, winds, and flash flooding to parts of the western part of the island after it knocked out power and downed rain on the Cayman Islands and Jamaica on Tuesday. The storm was 55 miles west-northwest of Havana on Wednesday. It weakened to a Category 2 hurricane after crossing the island, with maximum sustained winds of 170 km per hour, 105 miles per hour. It was moving northwest at 20 km per hour, 12 miles per hour, according to the U.S. National Hurricane Center. The Cuban Civil Defense declared a state of emergency for the province of Saint Espiritus, Cienfuegos, Matanzas, Mayabeque, Artemisa, and Pinar del Rio, as well as the Isla of Youth and the Canaros archipelago.
Mire cómo tumba los cocos. Fíjense la velocidad que tiene el animal ese ahora.
Rapid intensification is happening more frequently as the atmosphere and ocean warm due to the fossil fuel pollution. This caused Rafael is the ninth storm to rapidly intensify in the Atlantic Basin this year. Rafael is expected to turn to the west and slow on Thursday, likely meandering along the southern Gulf of Mexico into the weekend. It is unlikely at this time that this storm will impact the northern Gulf of Mexico, with the Hurricane Center only warning that the southern and southwestern Gulf of Mexico should keep up to date on Rafael. There is still some uncertainty at the end of the forecast models about where the storm will end up, which will continue to be monitored. A more confident forecast will be possible as the storm churns over the waters of the southeast Gulf of Mexico on Thursday. In the Florida case, tropical storm warnings remain active from Key West to west of the Channel 5 bridge, which connects the Middle Keys and the Dry Tortugas, with conditions likely persisting through Wednesday night.
Los cocos están en el piso. Miren cómo está